Hello, everybody. This is Sonia Pelton-Sam, also known as the Glam Coach. But GLAM stands for G to get up now, L to love yourself, A to affirm your belief, and M, there's some things you can make happen right now in your life. And so I am so excited that Michelle, the Ignited teacher, asked me to come on and do this special edition about vision for your classroom, right? Vision for your classroom. Right? A lot of people don't think about it, but a classroom is just like your house or any other thing, right? You set the example. You lead by example. You have the vision. You are the leader of that classroom, right? You are the leader of your space, right? God gave you the ability to lead your space, so you are the leader of that thing. And so before we go back into another semester, before we go into another semester and things are out of hand, I just wanted to come in and let you know that you do have control. You have control of that classroom. Say it with me. Say, I have control of my classroom. Yes, you do. It starts by something as simple as having vision. I do have this My Vision Matters Goal Setting Toolbook. It is free. You can go over to www.theglamcoach.com, www.theglamcoach.com, and you can get this. It's free and you can download it. What I want you to know is this is what I do first. The first thing I do is we go in and we talk about your wins. Like, what is it that you are winning at in life, right? What is it that you are good at? What is it that you are winning at? Last year, if you go back, I want you to just go back through the year and I want you to look over your year and say, hey, these are the things I won at. And so in these three spaces, you write those things. You say, hey, I won at XYZ. Then you go through and what are you most proud of these three things? Like, what really popped for you? What was it that said, hey, I really did some things great. I did something great, because a lot of times we just really hark on the negatives, but you did some great things. And so I really want you to go through this workbook, print it out, and really think deep and think about what were your wins over the last 12 months. Sometimes you can find them on Facebook. Sometimes you can find them on Instagram. Sometimes you can just think back and think about them. But you really need to do that, because it is really good to really go back and encourage yourself and say, I am a winner. I can win. I'm going to win. I am winning, right? The next thing is life theme. What is your one word? What is your phrase? What is that thing that's going to carry you into the next year? It could be a phrase. It could be a quote, a scripture, whatever it is that you're going to need, that whenever things are going wrong in your life, you can go back and say, hey, this right here is what I'm going to say to myself. This is how I'm going to encourage myself, right? You need that right there in your mind, right? You need to know it. You need to have it right there, and you need to be able to say it when things get hard. So remember, that's a great thing to do. The next thing is to plan, take action, and execute. But how are you going to do those things, right? Is to make a list of your major goals. What is it in your classroom that's a list of your major goals? What is it that you have to do in planning, right? It could be saying, hey, I need to plan a month ahead of time. I need to make sure on the weekend I take out this much time to do my lesson planning, right? I need to take out this much time to go in and whatever. If you say, hey, the reward system, whatever your reward system is, that you're going to keep it up. You might need to go get the treats or whatever it is that you are awarding the kids with. So I don't know, right? So you need to do that. And then you need to go through a way. Hey, how are you going to write it out? Get you a planner. Get you something that you love, right? It could be a planner on your phone. It could be, I guess, an Erin Condren planner or one of those, a happy planner, something that you like. Get your little stickers if you want to, but something that's going to hold you accountable and something that you can be consistent at, right? So I really want you to go in and find you that thing that you love to plan with and really take it seriously and go ahead and plan. And if you say, hey, I'm planning, I know I am, I'm planning, then it's something that you need to tweak within the plan that can work. Sometimes you might need to say, hey, I need a coach in this area. I need somebody, a mentor, a coach, or somebody to come in this area and help me out. And that's fine too, right? Sometimes we need help. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get that help. Next, break that thing down into tasks. Break it down into whether it's your monthly task, right? Your bi-weekly task, your weekly task, your daily task. Like, break it down into this has to be done when. Because everything is not just super crucial, but some things are. So you need to know when you need to do those things. So those should be already in your planner, right? So go ahead and do that. How will you stay on track? How will you keep yourself accountable? Right? It might be a checklist. You might want to say, hey, I'm making me a checklist and I'm printing it out because I want to make sure that I do X, Y, Z all of the time. I want to make sure that I'm accurate in doing those things, right? Know the resources and know the tools that you need to succeed. I'm going to tell you right now, teachers, if you wait on them to give you something, they don't give you anything a lot of times. If you're in a good district, hey, hallelujah, for real. But a lot of times if you're in an urban district, a low income, urban school, if you're in a low income school, a lot of times you're not going to get those resources. You might have to go ahead and say, hey, in order to stay on task, I'm going to have to get XYZ to set up my books over here and set up my library right over here. I'm going to have to get XYZ. So when the kids come in, they have boxes already. You might have to prepare yourself to go in and buy those 99-cent boxes for everybody. So that way they're not having to go over to Little Johnny's and get this and XYZ. And then you have to have extras, right? Extra scissors, extra whatever you need. They have places like Donors Choose. That's another one that I used. I'm going to try to think of them and give them to Michelle and have her to put them in for you. Some of where you can go get resources so you can have extras for the kids. Pencils, pens, scissors, whatever y'all need, crayons, whatever you need, so you can have a few extras. Sometimes you have to take out the time and ask and get those donations for your classroom, right? Sometimes you just have to do that. Right? Sometimes it is your responsibility. Your classroom and teaching the kids that's assigned to you is your responsibility, right? And it has to be one of the main parts of your vision. So go in and think about, hey, how could I rearrange my classroom? Hey, little Johnny and this person, I set them here and I set them here. What could I do? Maybe if I move little Johnny over here and Susie over here, kind of face this way, but think about what you can do. Think about what you need to buy to put plans of action into place and go ahead and get those things. Go ahead. This is a great time to start off fresh. It's a great time to start off new, right? Go in and say, hey, I know what we did then, but I know right now this is new. Whatever we had going on back then is over. It's a new me. It's a new season. It's a new year. And we're going in this thing and we're going to win together, right? It is a joint venture, right? You let them know. Kids have to know that you care about them, and that should be part of your vision. Now, this vision board is not the vision board that I have in my classroom. So the vision board I have in my classroom, it is an elementary classroom. So I do have little kids on my vision board. I have some of real kids. I actually made up this sheet for myself. Michelle asked me if I would go ahead and let her download a copy so you all could get it for free, which I will do for Michelle. So I will do that. But so on my vision board, I have these and I have them cut out. And as you can see, I have kids that are happy. I have kids that are playing, working well together. I have kids that are eating. Can you see? I have kids that are eating, kids that are standing in line and doing what I say. That's supposed to be me. I have the test, 100, right? I have books and I'm reading, but I want you to look at this. Everything from the cafeteria to how we stand in line, how we get along, winning awards in the classroom. All of that is right here, right? It's all part of my vision, and that's what's on my board at school. Actually, I tell you to put yourself at the top of the board. So if you can see this board, I'm at the top of this board. So I would tell you, even on your classroom, you are the leader of that classroom. You put you at the top of that board. You want words on your board, right? You just don't want a bunch of pictures. You do want pictures so that you can look at them, but you want some words, because sometimes you have to have things that you're going to speak to yourself, to encourage yourself, and to keep going. And so I have some beautiful sheets in my store. I have a store called Vision Board Boutique. It's on Etsy. That's www.visionboardboutique.store. Visionboardboutique.store. And I have some awesome, all kind of printables, low-cost printables that you can get to enhance your board, but really make it work for you. This one has a workbook. It also has a monthly planner, as you can see. So I have pretty much anything that you need for a vision board and really planning and really executing that vision. I have the workbooks and everything within that store. So I really want you to think about, what do you need? What words do you need? What do you need to look at, right? You might need to say, hey, I need to keep calm. I need to know when to keep calm. Hey, I have clarity. Hey, I'm an effective teacher, right? So when you see those words, it downloads within you and says, yes, I am effective. I can do this. I can remain calm. I am intact. I am on time. I am organized, right? Within that classroom. So I really want you to really dig deep and think about the words that you're going to put on your board. A lot of times I put different words around me, and then when it goes by the kids, let's say winning A+, I would put different words by the kids standing in line. What does that mean? A peaceful atmosphere, right? That them lining up, you are in control of the classroom. So just look for different words like that, right? Even things about the staff, that you get along well with your coworkers. Those kind of things are in these books. So think about your coworkers. Think about your boss, all the people around you. You all are a team, a cohesive team. That might need to be on your board. If you're having problems at work, if you're having problems being a cohesive team, you might need to go in there and put, I am a cohesive team. On mine, I am loved by all. I make sure I put that in there. I make sure that I tell myself that, because it's easy to get trapped up in the little petty stuff that can go on within any organization, right? A school is a team, is an organization where everybody has to work together. So don't forget that. Even with your classroom can be handled. But outside the classroom, what kind of relationships do you want to build? You want to be an effective teacher. And that means being a team member too. Guys, it means being a team member. It can be hard, but it can be done. So I want you to think about those kind of things, putting them on your board, right? Then you go back. I'm going back into this workbook. So we go over, it's called a goal review. What are your short terms and long-term goals as a teacher? What are they? Go ahead and put them in there. Right now it might just be organizing your classroom. Right now it might be getting through the year effectively, really learning how to go in and organize, really learning how to go in and really teach the kids. So it could be a whole lot of things. Make sure you go in and put that down. Just smaller tasks. What can you do right now to make things work right now? And what are your long-term goals? You know, do you want to go in and be a teacher specialist? Like, what are you working on? Put those things in there. Like, I'm trying to perfect my skills. I'm trying to go get certified in this. What are those things? Go ahead and write it out. It's part of your vision, and it's okay, right? We go through this one. How to avoid shortfalls and pitfalls, guys. How do you avoid those things? Things that trap you up. Where did you fall short at last year? Where were you falling short? Then another thing is, what task didn't you accomplish? What's the thing that you did not accomplish? You wanted to, you didn't accomplish it. Write it down. Why do you think this is? Dig deep and say, hey, this is why this didn't happen. It could be whatever, but this is why this didn't happen. And was it caused by doubt? Was it caused by fears? Was it caused by behaviors? Was it caused by a habit, external forces, or a mindset? Because some things you can fix and other things you can't fix, right? You can't fix being sick. You had a baby, you had to be out of the classroom for 6 weeks, you're coming back in, they didn't have it organized, and now you have to get it back together. That right there, you have to go in, but you couldn't fix what happened within those 6 weeks that you weren't there, right? All you can do is when you come back is make it happen then. So go in and put that down, like, what was it? And then will you try again? Will you try to amend this? What are you going to do? Or do you really don't care? It's some things, it's some parts you really don't care about. Like, I'm not trying to fix it. It's not going to happen. I'm moving on from this. There's other things you say, yes, I'm going to fix it. And XYZ is what I'm going to do to fix those things, right? The next thing on this book is setting goals. Are your goals SMART goals? And I know we're talking about vision. And a lot of times when we talk about vision, we think like, I can just look at this and it's just going to happen. I'm going to look at this picture and I'm going to get it now. When I get there, I'm going to look at that. And that's what's happening for me, because we've been taught so much about visualization. I can make it happen by looking at it. No, you can't. You're going to work on it. Like, what are you going to work on? Are those things a SMART goal? Is it specific? Is it measurable, obtainable, realistic, and time-based, right? What is it? Because some things you're going to have to work on. Other things are going to just fall in place because you got a new mindset and a new attitude. The kids know when it's a new you. The kids know when not to play with you and it's a new you and it's time, right? So you go in and you lay the groundwork, the groundwork. You lay the rules down. Go in and start that out fresh. This is new. Fresh. I forgot about everything. All those things are old and passed away. We're in and it's a new me and it's a new you. And make sure that they know that. Make sure that they know, hey, I'm going to call your mama. This is what's on the board. 1, 2, 3. That's all you have. And if that's what you put, that's the expectation to be set. That's what has to happen. I don't care how many tears. I don't care how many whatever. That's the expectation. And that's what you have to do, right? Because you have to maintain your classroom. You have to have organization. You have to have a vision for a better classroom, but you have to have control. The next one I do is I say, hey, my declaration. I declare. I declare what? What would I do this year? What is the declaration? Write that thing down. I embrace this. I share my this. I give more time. I receive more love, whatever it is. I stand up for this. I stand up for what's right, whatever your stand up is. I show the world my what. It's some things you have to get out and show the world. Sometimes you have to get out and say, hey, I'm a good teacher, and I'm gonna show the rest of the world I'm a good teacher. Because these things, once you master it, you'll be able to teach and train other people, right? That's what it's about. It's about giving back. Once you know what it is, you give it all back, guys. But what I want you to know is you can do this thing. You will do this thing. I want you to go in, and I really want you to set a vision for your classroom. I want you to use your words. So whether you go to my store and you get words from my store, whether you go to the magazine and you get words from the magazine, what I want you to do is make sure those things are really something that is meaningful. It's really something that you can use, right? It's something that you thought about. It's something that you dug deep to get. When I made these books, I dug deep to get the words that I felt like you'd have to go through probably 50 magazines to get these meaningful words, right? And so I just saved you the time and the money to get them in one spot, right? So I just really want you to think about that, right? You can also go to the internet. Go ahead and you can go to PowerPoint. Take your images, pull them over to PowerPoint, pull them all on one page, and you'll be able to print them out that way, and you'll be able to have specific images. You might want actual classrooms on your board. Like, hey, I like this teacher. When I look at this, I see order in her classroom. I like the arrangement, Pinterest. I like the arrangement of this classroom. I think this would really be good for me. Go in and look. Put that on there. And then look at that board. Look at that picture that you put. But think about what that teacher put into that classroom to make it look like that. She put some time in. She put some effort in. And she probably put some dollars in. So you really have to think about that. But we are going into a new year. I am so excited for you. I'm excited about everything that's getting ready to happen within your classroom, guys. It's a new year. It's a new you. And so I really hope you enjoyed this edition of Vision with the Glam Coach for teachers in the classroom. And I was just so happy to bring this to you. I am the Glam Coach. You can always visit me and go to www.theglamcoach.com. Get your free download. If you say, hey, Glam Coach, you are my coach. I want to spend a little bit of time with you. I want to sit down with you and do a vision board for my classroom with you and talk to you. And I want to sit down and I want to do a workbook and a session with you to really get clarity and clear my mind on what it is I need to do within the classroom. Feel free. I'm here for you. So you can also reach me at 1-817-715-4247. If you do that, just text I need the Glam Coach 1-817-715-4247. Text I need the Glam Coach. I will get right back with you. Have a great, amazing year. Bye, guys.